Welcome to the channel everyone, Cactus Bagel here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to install the SE Anniversary Edition of Skyrim version 1.6.1170 with Mod Organizer 2, along with some essential mods to go with it. This video is in fact replacing my now outdated version of how to install Skyrim for Modding video, and since it got so many likes and comments that I wanted to go ahead and make the definitive how to set up Skyrim for modding video on the updated version. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is completely wipe Skyrim from your system. To do this, head over to your Steam library, right-click Skyrim Special Edition, go to Manage, and Browse Local Files. Go ahead and minimize this for right now. Go back to your Steam library, right-click Skyrim again, go to Manage, and Uninstall. Now that it's finished uninstalling, go to the folder that we minimized earlier, move your mouse up to where it says Common, and then right-click and delete Skyrim Special Edition from your Steam Apps Common folder. Then the next thing you want to do is right-click on your File Explorer and go to Documents, click on My Games, find Skyrim Special Edition, right-click, and delete. Close this window, and you now have completely wiped Skyrim from your system. It was uninstalled, the Skyrim documents were deleted, and the Steam Games folder is now clean of the previous Skyrim install. Now for the installation. A very important step to setting up Skyrim for modding is to make sure the game is not installed to the Program Files or the Program Files x86 folders. These folders are Microsoft UAC protected, and issues will happen with certain mods if you install Skyrim to these folders. You can check which folders are UAC protected by right-clicking your File Explorer, going to your drive, and right-clicking on Program Files. If you're on Windows 11, go to Show More Options, and if you scroll down to where it says Delete, you'll see a blue and yellow shield. That means this folder is Microsoft UAC protected. Exit this folder, go ahead and choose your install location outside of the program files. I have my game to install to my secondary hard drive outside of any kind of program files. And then go ahead and click Install. Once it's installed, click Play. Now go ahead and set your settings. I use TAA. My resolution is 2560 by 1440. I basically make sure everything is maxed out. And click OK. You can use windowed mode or borderless mode if you prefer. And then click Play. Skyrim must first initialize its files before modding can begin. Starting the game once will achieve this. If you have the anniversary upgrade, go ahead and download all the Creation Club content now. If you're not sure if all your Creation Club content is installed, click on Creations. Go to Options and click on Download All Own Creation Club Creations. And all my creations are indeed downloaded. Go ahead and exit and quit the game. Skyrim is now properly installed for modding. The game was not installed to any UAC folders. The game was started up once, and all of the Creation Club content has been downloaded. It is now time to install Mod Organizer 2. Go ahead and open up your web browser and type in Skyrim SE Nexus Mod Organizer 2. Click on the Mod Organizer 2 link, Scroll down to where it says Files and download the latest update of Mod Organizer 2. Once it's finished, head over to your File Explorer, click on Downloads, and install Mod Organizer 2. Click on Yes. Go ahead and accept the agreement. And make sure that you are not installing Mod Organizer 2 to any type of program files, just like the installation of Skyrim. If you want to change the drive like I do, simply click where it says the C drive and type in your drive and you're good to go. Go ahead and click Next on this page. I do not like to create a start menu folder. Next. Definitely create a desktop shortcut. Next. And install. And go ahead and launch Mod Organizer 2. The Create New Instance page will pop up. Click Next. And here you have two options. For most users, you are going to be using the global instance. This means you may have multiple games on one installation of Mod Organizer 2, but the downside to this is that some files will be stored outside of the drive that you have selected. Some of these locations can be changed to the drive of your choice, but not all of them can be changed. So there will always be some files stored to your C users app data folder. The portable instance will install everything to the drive that you have selected, but you will not be able to use Mod Organizer for any other games. That means if you want to mod another game using Mod Organizer, you will have to install Mod Organizer again just to be used for that game. Whereas the global instance can handle multiple games on one installation of Mod Organizer. If you would like to take some time to read this information, simply click back, go to More Information, and this will open up a page that gives you detailed instructions on exactly which instance does what. So go ahead and make your decision now. I am going to be using a portable instance. And then select the game to manage, which is Skyrim. Choose which platform you're using, and use Automatic Archive Invalidation. This is the correct folder I would wish the instance to be installed on, so I click Next. And I'm going to go ahead and link the Nexus web page to my Mod Organizer installation. Go ahead and click Authorize. And now it is successfully linked. Go back to Mod Organizer 2 and click Next and Finish. And it's simply asking you if you want a tutorial. You can go ahead and do this. I'm going to click No. The next option asks if you would like to use the Nexus Mod website's categorization structure, or if you would like to use the Mod Organizer 2 categorization structure. I am going to go ahead and use the Nexus webpage. You can change this in the settings later. It is all up to you. And now we can set up Mod Organizer to handle the Nexus mod links. Click on Yes. And there you have it, Mod Organizer 2 is now installed. You may now choose a dark theme for Mod Organizer 2 like I have done here by going to Tools, Settings, and under Theme you can select Dark Mode. We are now going to install the standalone version of the Load Order Optimization tool and integrate it into Mod Organizer. Go to your web browser and type in Loot. Scroll down to where it says the Load Order Optimization tool and download Loot. And go down to the Win64.exe download. Once it's done, go to your Downloads folder and install Loot. If you get this message, go ahead and click More Info and go to Run Anyway. It is perfectly okay. Go ahead and click Yes. Select your language preference. And just like with all of our previous installations, do not install to the Program Files folder. I am going to be installing it to my E drive, and then click Next. Create a desktop shortcut if you would like, and you can go ahead and launch Loot. You can read the first time tips if you'd like, and once you're done, click OK. You may now close Loot. Go back to your Mod Organizer 2, click the drop-down menu, and go to Edit. Click on the plus sign next to the executables, go to Add from File, and find your Loot installation. And apply the exe. Press Apply and OK. You now have Loot integrated into your Mod Organizer 2 installation. The load order optimization tool is a great app to have when it comes to sorting your load order, and even though it's built into Mod Organizer 2 by default, the standalone version is much more preferred as it gives you greater description on each mod status and is overall just the better version to use. Now let's talk about cleaning the master files using Xedit. And the big question here is, do we actually need to do this? And that answer is simply no. As of the making of this video, this is going to be the final stance on the matter until sufficient evidence is brought forth that proves otherwise. If you'd like to learn more, there is an amazing post spanning a total of 8 years researching this very topic, with comments made by Arthmore himself, creator of the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch mod, and he explains that the risks far outweigh the benefits and that using USSEP should be all that is needed, which is great for us because it's one less step that we have to go through. The link will be in the description. And congratulations, your Skyrim is now completely set up for modding. Now it's time to install what I call the essential mods. These mods will start as a great base to your mod list and are a must-have for any playthrough. Number 1. SKSE mod. Number 2. Address library for SKSE plugins. Number 3. SkyUI and the SkyUI flashing save game fix. Number 4. Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch and the unofficial Skyrim Creation Club content patch. Number 5. And the most significant mod created for Skyrim, SSE display tweaks. Go ahead and open up your web browser and type in Skyrim SKSE. This will pull up the silverlock.org link. Go ahead and download the current Anniversary Edition build, version 1.6.1170. Once it's done downloading, go back to your Steam library, right-click on Skyrim Special Edition, go to Manage, and Browse Local Files. Move this window to the left side of your screen, go to your Downloads, and right-click SKSE64, and go to Extract All. Once it's done extracting, open up the file, click one time on the open space in the window, hold down your Control key, click on SKSE64, SKSE64 Loader, the SRC folder, and the Data folder. Go ahead and release Control, click and drag these files to your Skyrim main folder. You are now done installing SKSE. You may now close both of these folders. Go ahead and open up Mod Organizer 2, close it, open it back up, and you will see that the SKSE plugin is now available already in Mod Organizer 2. Go ahead and click this now, and then start Skyrim. If the game loads up just fine, go ahead and quit. Now we know SKSE is now properly installed. Now open up your web browser and type in Skyrim SE Nexus. Click on the link, go to the search bar and type in address library, and you will see the address library for SKSE plugins pop up. Go down to where it says Files, and you're going to click on Mod Manager Download on the All-in-One Address Library Anniversary Edition. Go ahead and click Download Now. If you get this prompt, make sure to checkbox Always Allow Links from the associated app. And you will notice that in your downloads, the address library is now downloaded. Go ahead and double-click on the file and click OK. Next, make sure to activate the plugin. Address library is now installed. Sky UI is next. Open up your web browser again, go back to the search bar and type in Sky UI and click the link. Go down to Files and click on Mod Manager Download. Once it's finished downloading, go ahead and install. Now we must install the associated SkyUI flashing save game fix. Go back to Skyrim SE Nexus and type in SkyUI flashing, and you will see the flashing save game fix pop up. Go ahead and click, and you will notice that the flashing save game fix is no longer compatible with the newest version of Skyrim. Therefore, you must use the SkyUI SE, the difficulty persistence fix. So go ahead and click this now. Go to Files and Mod Manager Download. Once it's done downloading, go ahead and install. Now we must start the game to make sure that everything is working properly. When you're finally able to access the in-game menu system, press I, and you will see that SkyUI is successfully working. Go ahead and press I again, press Escape, go to System and Save, and you will see that the save game file flashing is fixed. Go ahead and exit. Now it's time to install the patches. Go back to your web browser, go to the search bar, and type in UNO, and you will see the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch pop up. Go ahead and click. Scroll down to where it says Files, and Download with Mod Manager. Next, go back to the mod page and click on Description. Scroll down to where it says Unofficial Skyrim Creation Club Content Patches. Go ahead and click this now. Scroll down to Files and click on the Unofficial Skyrim Creation Club Content patch. Once both of these files are done downloading, open up Mod Organizer 2 and install the Unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. Next, install the Unofficial Skyrim Creation Club Content patch. You are now done installing the unofficial Skyrim patches. And now for my favorite essential mod, SSE Display Tweaks. Go to your search bar and type in SSE Display. Click on the link. Go to Files and download SSE Display Tweaks. This mod also requires that you have the Microsoft Visual C++ redistributable 2022 x64 installed as well. In order to check on this, go to your control panel, go to Programs, Programs and Features, and scroll down to the redistributable files and make sure the 2015 to 2022 is installed. If it is not installed, go ahead and middle mouse button the redistributable. It will open up a link to the Microsoft web page where you can download the x64 version. Now go back to your Mod Organizer downloads and install SSE Display Tweaks. Now that Display Tweaks is fully installed, we must now configure it properly for your system. Go up to this folder, click the arrow, and go to Open Mods folder. Once here, click on SSE Display Tweaks, click on SKSE, Plugins, and click on SSE Display Tweaks Configuration Settings file. Once this is open, scroll down to where it says select the display mode. I am going to be using the exclusive full screen mode, so I'm going to set this to true. If you would like to use windowed mode, you would set this to false. The next option, if you have set this to false, you now must choose borderless full screen or windowed mode. You will do that right here. The next option only applies in windowed and borderless full screen mode. If you have selected these, go ahead and set your resolution from your monitor and put this to 1.0. I'm not using these modes, but I'm going ahead and set these for my monitor in case I want to use them in the future. The next option is Enable or Disable VSync. I strongly recommend enabling VSync if you have a high refresh rate monitor, say around 165 Hz. If you don't and you would like to go even higher than that, you can turn off VSync to do so in case say you have a 120 Hz or a 60 Hz monitor and you want to go above that. But for me, I'm going to be using VSync on my 165 Hz monitor, so this is going to stay at true. Next, scroll down to where you see maximum refresh rate. Since I have a 165 Hz refresh rate monitor, I'm going to be setting this to 165. And then I'm also going to be setting the general frame rate to 165 as well, which is my monitor's max VSync refresh rate. These two values represent a frames per second limiter, so you can set these values to whatever you desire as long as it's 240 frames per second or below. Once you are done, click File and Save. And now exit. Now that Display Tweaks is installed, we must test it to make sure it's working properly. And to help us with this, we are going to be turning on the Steam in-game frames per second counter. So go to your Steam settings, click on in-game, and turn on the frames per second counter. I like to use the high contrast color. Go back to Mod Organizer, select SKSE, and start your game. Go ahead and click Continue from when we tested the game earlier. And as you can see in our top left corner, the frames per second counter is indeed where it needs to be. And the game is running very smooth. You may notice that it says 158 even though I have it set to 165. This is a normal function of how VSync sometimes works. Now that your game is functioning properly, let's go ahead and exit for the last time. And congratulations! You have completed this tutorial and now have a great base to start building your mod list. You can click on the globe icon in Mod Organizer to bring up the Nexus page, and good luck on your modding ventures, everyone!